Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. You're watching In Deep on the Delta, and this is the weekly Delta fishing report for the week of January 20th. This is the week of the ISE show, starting I think the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. That will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you guys go to the show, make sure you stop by the Fisherman's Warehouse booth. I'll be there all 4 days. Stop in and say hi. I'd love to meet you guys and chat with you. So that's the ISE show. I'd like to thank everyone who sent their well wishes to my wife Amy, who, if you don't know, we were on a hike about 10 days ago, and Amy took a little spill and broke her ankle. She's doing well. She has a walking boot on, and she's getting tired of me being at home, so she gave me the okay to get out and do some fishing. And I took that chance. I've been out about 3 days on the Delta, and we're going to focus in on what's going on in the Delta really for most of the report this week. But I do want to go over and just stress that the Delta is not great right now. We're catching more fish out here, but if you really want to catch fish, you're still better off heading out to the mother lode reservoirs, whether it's Comanche, Maloney's, Berryessa, or Clear Lake. And Clear Lake is doing really well. But if you're looking to catch a lot of fish, fish one of the impoundments that have spotted bass in them. Clear Lake, I don't know if it's because there's more people up there, because all the ramps are open now and they're figuring it out. Just a lot of reports they're getting big fish and a lot of fish up at Clear Lake. And you guys know the drill out here. Go up to one of your favorite mother lode lakes or Clear Lake, and you're probably going to do better than what you would do on the Delta out here. I want to go over something that's coming up on Clear Lake April 9th and 10th. It's the Wild West Whisker Chasers King of Clear Lake Catfish Derby. If you're interested in a bass style catfish derby, make sure you check that out. Go to their website and look at the Wild West Whisker Chasers Derby. It's a team tournament, 2 days, and I think it's three cats, 3 fish each day. They're going to pay total weight, and they're going to have some big fish prizes. First place $3,000, second place $1,800, third place $1,200. So if you want to be known as the king of Clear Lake catfish, make sure you check out that derby. Just thought I'd throw that out to you. I know some of you guys like to catch catfish out there. It might be a fun derby. So with that, let's get into the Delta report. And we're catching fish out here, but it is slow. But at least we're catching fish. I've been out 3 days, and I've been fishing very short days, staying close to home, fishing about 4-hour days, and I've been doing some filming. I've been doing some bait reviews. And so really fishing, I've probably been fishing between 2 and 3 hours a day when I've been out here. And my catch rate has been about 2 to 5 fish per day. With that being said, it's not great, but at least it's some action. I talked with Rob from the Bass Hole out of Bethel Island. Rob went out for once this week, and he was throwing a lipless. Didn't get a lot of fish, but he got the right fish, up to 5 pounds. I got a picture of Rob there. Also talked with my partner Brandon, which I correspond with quite a bit. Brandon is out here all the time. He's usually fishing stripers, but he's been doing much better on largemouth than he has been on stripers, which for Brandon is a little bit odd. But he's been getting decent numbers. I think he's getting 6 or 7 fish a day, and he's getting most of his fish punching. With that being said, in our correspondence, I mentioned that I was getting some fish on an underspin, and the next day Brandon gave me a report saying he tried the underspin. He also caught some fish on the underspin. I know he's fishing south. I know that Rob is fishing probably out somewhere around Russo's. I know that's his home base. I have been fishing out of Paradise Point, and I've been fishing maybe up to today. I'm fishing up in White Slough, finding a little better water clarity up here in Whites. Now, temperature wise, the Delta is risen. Water temperature has risen to about 50 to 53 degrees, and last week we had about maybe 49, 50, 51 degrees. So we've got a little bit of water temperature rise. The clarity out here is a lot better. It's gone from about 2 to 4 feet to, I'll say, 3 to 5 feet, which is really good out here. Conditions are really nice. If you're coming out here, make sure you don't have to get out early. make sure you spend some time in the afternoon. The mornings have been slow. The afternoon bite is when you really want to be out here, and you really want to watch the barometer. As long as we have a stable barometer, we're going to have better and better fishing out here on the Delta. But what we should be hoping for is that barometer starts jumping around, meaning there's going to be some rain and snow. The more rain and snow we get right now, the better off this river is going to be this spring. Now, it won't be good for the short term here on the river. It'll probably, push a big slug of mud through here, hopefully clean out the river, scour it out, get some nutrients in here, and believe me, it'll be better for us in the long run if we do get that rain and snow. But for now, if you're trying to get out here, look for a stable barometer. What have I been throwing? I have been throwing 2 sets of baits. One of them is a fast moving reaction. The other set is very slow. I've been throwing the underspin, small 4-inch paddle tail. I've been throwing a standard jerk bait. I caught my first jig fish of the year. Wasn't a big one, but heck, it was a jig fish, and I got it on this Gee Crack billows gill trailer. I think that's going to be really hot this spring. 5-inch worms, unweighted, throwing those right through the under submerged vegetation, and then a drop shot. Now, the key has been not so much color, but more motion and size. I've been going really small on my worms. The biggest worms I'm throwing are 5-inch. I'm throwing basically 4 and 5-inch worms, and I'm not throwing big paddle tail swim baits. They're smaller paddle tail swim baits, and like a Vision 110, that size of jerk bait. With that being said, one day it's kind of like they want faster moving baits. The next day they want slower moving baits, and when they're taking the slow moving baits, they want them slow, and when they're taking the faster moving baits, they want that reaction bait. So I'll take my set of fast moving reaction baits and I'll fish them for 15 minutes. If I don't get anything, I'll move to my slower moving baits and try those for 15 minutes. I'll keep moving along until I find what they are tuned into, and then I'll pretty much kind of focus in on that particular bait. So don't worry about colors so much, just worry about speed and size. The other thing, I'm still getting fish in the cuts where there's moving water, but I've gotten away from that today, and boy, I fished rock banks, and I fished tules, and I fished tule points, and I have not gotten bit today, but we are getting to the point where it should pick up. The sun's coming out, so I'm going to continue with that. But as of right now, I would be, if I'm going to suggest anything to you, fish in the afternoon, fish the cuts where there's some moving water. I have not gotten anything on the rock banks up shallow, and I'm trying to throw worms and jigs and things up in there just to see if those fish are pulled into the bank. They're not pulled into the bank, at least for what I've been seeing. They're out still on that ledge, on the deep ledge of the submerged hydrilla or whatever vegetation you have. They're not in the trough, they're outside in about 6 to 8 feet of water, and I haven't really been doing anything on the island points unless I have an island that has some cuts cut through it and we've got a tide that's pushing water through there. So with that, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I want to also tune you in on next week. I'm going to be doing maybe my last bait review of the year, but it's going to be a special bait out here, and I'm keeping it a secret until next Tuesday. You want to check out the bait review that I do. I'll put it up Tuesday about 4 p.m. and you're going to want to check this out. It's a hard bait to get right now. I think it's going to be available pretty soon. You can get this particular bait, which I'm keeping a secret, on the internet right now if you search around for it. But I think once you see this bait and hear about it, you're going to want to have this, especially for springtime, and you're going to want to have it in your box before springtime. So when things break loose and you really can't get these new secret baits, you'll already have them. So thanks for watching. We'll see you at the show. If we don't see you at the show, we'll see you on the river, and hopefully you tune in next week for the report, and it's going to get even better. Bye-bye.